14.
Yes.
So, I'm going to hand control over to Jake now.
Yep. Untap all of my lands. I played so many. Upkeep. Draw a card. I'm going to play another mountain. And now I'm going to have to get rid of some of this good old-fashioned fun. For 1 red, 2 red, and a blue, I'm going to play Volcanic Fallout. This, instead of being a creature, this is a instant spell. It cannot be countered, and it deals 2 damage to every creature and every player.
So that means I go down to 12.
And I go down to 7. That kills one of my birds. It kills both of Andy's guys here.
And it puts my changeling down to 3 damage.
No, he still has his 5 damage, but he's got only 3 toughness, and he's got some lost life here. Because I dealt 2 damage to the swans and nothing hurts the swans, I get to draw 2 more cards. 1, 2. I've already played my land for the turn, but I can do some other stuff here. I'm going to pass turn back to Andy.
Okay, I'm going to untap my creatures and my lands. Going to draw a card. And let's see what this is. Okay, I'm not going to draw that out, even though that would be a very good choice, but it wouldn't really because of the situation I am in. So I'm looking here at what I have. So I'm going to tap 3 of my lands, because this card requires 3 to come out, and I'm going to bring back that incandescent Soul Stoke. I pulled another one. Now what this guy does is he gets +1/+1. Now I cannot play him this round, right? He has to wait for the next round.
You played him, but you can't attack with him.
Correct.
However,
he can buff this guy up to 6.
Yes, he can.
So I'm going to declare an attack now.
Okay.
I'm going to attack you with the Changeling Berserker for 6 damage.
Okay. I'm going to block with my swans because I would not have nearly enough life otherwise. What happens here is the swans are 4 power and have 3 toughness, which is their personal health. This guy has 6 power and 4 personal health. So normally this would seem like Andy would and my creature would kill each other, except that the swans don't take damage. Instead, what's going to happen is Andy's Berserker is going to die. The little guy that he brought back, went away when the Berserker came out, comes back into play, and Andy may actually it was the other little guy there.
That guy, yes.
Because he came back into play now, Andy gets to choose if he wants to look through all of the rest of his library for another elemental and show it to me and then put it back on top.
I am going to do that now. So I'm going to tap him.
He doesn't tap. He
doesn't tap?
He doesn't tap.
He just allows that ability.
He just does it. So look through your entire library, and anything that says that's an elemental card, you can show to me and put that on top, and shuffle what you've seen and then put it on top of the cards you shuffled.
Okay, I chose this card, and this card is a Rage Forger.
Rage Forger.
I'm going to put him on the top of my deck, so I'm guaranteed to get him.
Yep, you have to shuffle first, then you put him on top. Okay. Otherwise, it wouldn't be very useful if you shuffled him after you put him on top.
That is true. So there it's shuffled,
put him
and
on
there
top.
it's on top.
Okay. Now, he won't get that guy this turn, but next turn, he knows what he's got.
Now I'm going to pass control back over.
Before that, you also got to draw 6 cards from the Flamekin Harbinger. Or, I mean, from the damage that had been dealt to the birds.
So I know that I'm going to get that card now.
Yep.
So I'm going to...
1, and then a lot more. Here's an important rule that comes into play now. Andy doesn't have the ability to... he can put down another land, because he hasn't put a land down this turn. And he could play other spells, but only if they cost 1 mana. And when he's done with his turn, he has to discard cards until he's down to 7.
Now, can I pick those cards, or that has to be at
You
random?
pick whichever cards you want to discard, but if you got any lands, I suggest putting them down because it's one more you
I'm
get
going to put one land down,
Okay.
and I can tap it too,
Yes,
correct?
you can use your land
I'm going to tap
away.
it. I'm going to bring out another Flamekin Harbinger with
Which
it.
lets you search again for another guy, and this time you know you've got 4 lands worth of stuff that you can
You see
play.
the beauty of this now, folks.
Yes.
So I'm looking through it now here. I'm going to find something good because this might be my last turn coming up. I have a feeling it might be. So let's find something good. And let's see here. I think you're going to like what I pick here.
I think I'm not going to like what you pick, Andy. I think you're going to hurt me tremendously.
Okay, I'm going to bring out this, the Hate Flyer.
The Hate Flayer.
Hate Flayer. Okay, he's not a flyer, he's a flare. So now I get to discard what I don't want to keep down to 7 cards. So let's see here. And 2. How many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 cards now.
Okay.
I'm going to return control back over to Dome here.
Okay, I'm going to untap, draw a card, play another land. I'm just covered in lands here.
You resource whore.
Indeed. I'm going to tap 2 mountains and an island, and I happen to have another volcanic fallout. Deals 2 damage to both Andy and me and all the creatures on the board.
Okay, that means that pretty much I am out of dudes.
And I get 2 more cards. Even better, some of these cards I can now do some terrible things with. I'm going to pay 1 black and 1 colorless from the Sheevan Reef to put down a Rotting Rats. When he comes into play, each player discards a card.
Okay, so we both have to discard a card.
Yep. I chose to discard a mountain, which I have no use for with my plentiful resources.
And I'm going to get rid of an Incandescent Soul Stoker.
Okay. Now my swans can actually go back onto the offensive again. By the way, my life total went all the way down to 7 from that.
And mine is at 13. No,
Not from
11.
11. And I'm attacking you with a 4-power flying creature.
Okay, so I have nothing to deflect that, so I'm going to take all that damage.
And it puts you to 7 as well.
So, lucky 7s.
Alright, and pass turn to Andy.
Okay, I'm going to untap my lands here. Now I'm going to go for the Hail Mary here, and we're going to lay down a mountain.
Okay.
After I deal a card.
Uh-huh.
Okay, wow.
The Hail Mary, I like
Yes,
the sound.
so, I've got all the mountains. Now I can't play this mountain, correct? Because I just laid it?
No, you can play mountains. The only thing you can't do right away is attack with a creature, unless it says it's haste.
Well, I'm going to put a creature down here that Jake is not going to like.
Indeed, I'm not.
It's called a Nova Chaser. It does 10 damage, but it's very, very weak.
Indeed it is.
So, I'm going to tap. I have to tap 4 land, basically, to do this. So, I'm tapping it, and I'm laying it down, but I cannot play him yet.
Actually, there's a problem with the Nova Chaser. Much like the other large guy that was a 6/4, he requires another critter to replace with him. If there's nothing to replace with him, he dies right away.
I cannot play that.
You need one of those little 1 casting cost guys to help him out with, or anything else.
Isn't that the next play, though?
I'm sorry?
It says when it comes into play. This card has not come into play yet.
It does come into play when you do that.
When I do that. So I have to lay something else down, is what you're telling me.
You have to put something else down, or he just dies.
Okay, so since we're just playing here,
Yep. I'll let you
I'm going to
untap your
untap
lands.
one, and I'm going to put down a Rage Forger, basically. This guy, he does, 2 damage. He ain't too bad. So I'm going to put him down. He doesn't have haste, so I'm going to pass control back over to you.
I still can't kill Andy this turn. That's an important thing to remember. Untap. Upkeep. Draw a card. Lay down a land. I'm going to pay a black and a red to put Drudge Skeletons in play. This is a very old card from a very long time ago that is still around and still current. It is a 1/1 creature, but if it dies, you can pay 1 black.